What's up, guys? Frugal BC. Today we are talking about Algorand's latest transparency report. That's right. We're going to look into the transparency report, see what kind of things we're learning. We always learn something really interesting. Not always what the foundation maybe wants you to learn. We'll look at their highlights and then we'll dig through the report and see what's interesting, because we're going to do that on today's Frugal BC. So guys, if you like this kind of content, you like someone bringing you the truth in crypto, you don't have to smash that like and subscribe button. You can just press them gently, and we appreciate that. As well, as always, we're trying to bring you the truth in crypto. We're trying to get to what really works and what doesn't. And we don't really believe in hype here. We just try things out and see how they work. And so we've given you a lot of good and bad around Algorand. One of the good things about Algorand, however, is non-fungible domains. So if you're an Algorand user and you don't want to have to remember all those complicated letters and numbers, LVR623X9, you're never going to remember all that. I certainly can't. So just get .algo, dress like me. frugalbc.algo, easy to remember. I can punch that in anywhere that I use Algorand, and it works a lot easier. They got vaults and segments. So check out non-fungible domains in the description below. Proud sponsors of the Frugal BC channel. But let's get into this transparency report, shall we? So here's the transparency report, Q2 of 2024. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Algorand for putting these transparency reports out. I've been looking for similar ones on other chains. Haven't really found any yet. If you know of any other ones that do transparency reports, let me know, because I actually would really like to cover them. But yeah, they've been doing these, and there's some stuff that I would probably like to see that they don't put in here. But overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. Okay, so we're going to look through their highlights, and then we'll dig through the actual report to see if we find anything interesting. But a lot of good things to highlight. Total stablecoin value up 15%. Monthly active users have increased 11%. Real world assets reported on DeFi Llama increased 55%. Remember, this is the ghost chain, by the way, guys. This is the chain that time forgot. You know, big ghost chain, the Ghostbusters are going to be knocking down their door any minute now. This is the ghost chain. 27.574 million algo was allocated for expenditure by the community, primarily via governance rewards and incentives. Well, you know, I don't really care for governance very much, but yeah, in June alone, surpassed 2 billion transactions, an all-time high of 240 million transactions per month, achieved a record of 5,760 transactions per second, ranking it among the top 3 blockchains by max recorded TPS. Again, this is your ghost chain right here. This is the big scary ghost chain that no one's using. Now listen, are there criticisms to be made? Of course. If you are interested in the investment side, and you're probably not too happy about Algorand because you're losing a lot of money, and that really sucks. So I get it. You know, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to see the price not keep up. But that's what we're seeing right now with all blockchains. Really, we're seeing stuff that seems to be doing actual work and seems to have actual use cases just isn't getting rewarded by the market right now. I don't know why that is. I don't really understand it, but it is what it is, and you got to respond to what is. So I use Algorand to actually use things. I have a pretty big Algorand holding, but it's all being put to work. A lot of it is in lofty assets, a lot of real estate type stuff. So that stuff is really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff to do in the ecosystem, and there's some cool communities. Like shout out to Womp Crew, big fan of those guys and gals. I've been playing poker with them, so there's cool stuff going on. But yeah, I think it's important to point out that there are issues in Algorand with price, and hopefully that will. I hope the market turns around to the point where it starts valuing some of this stuff and not so much the hype. But we are where we are, so let's continue with this report, because yeah, these are really good numbers. Partnerships Coinbase enabled support for USDCA. That was a big deal. We covered that. That was a big deal. Also launched partnerships with Coinbase to participate in the Coinbase Quest program. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I didn't hear about that before, so that's cool. Alchemy Pay, a leading fiat on and off ramp. I'm never a fan of those. Also, CoinStore, another centralized exchange, is going to integrate USDCA. Nansen, a leading data analytics provider. That's cool. It doesn't say what about that, but apparently they have partnerships with them, so that's cool. Enabling Inspect XYZ, enabling the Web3 community to more easily discover Algorand NFTs. Well, that's cool. Product and engineering teams cooked. Laura, a new transaction visualizer. Oh, that's cool. Python unit testing, always good. Yeah, Python is a big deal. Well, hopefully it'll be a big deal. I'd be curious about developer numbers, and we should really get more developer numbers as the Python thing increases. It's good. I mean, it's a good thing, right? Because Python is a pretty universally used language. So when you could remove that barrier, you don't have to learn a new language. That makes a big difference, right? But, will it bring people over who otherwise, it would be interesting to clarify, to kind of winnow down who the target is here. Is it just regular Python people, developers who, hey, come build on blockchain? Or is it people who are blockchain curious, who are developers who are saying, well, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick this one that uses Python because I don't have to learn a new language. That would make more sense to me. API interface for Algorand box storage, updated subscriber library, and TypeScript. I think TypeScript is going to be their next language. XHD wallets. They said the word link. It's not very helpful. Liquid auth and Algorand DID method. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. Engagement, developer boot camps, hackathons, 20 dev focused workshops, Python May initiative in Nigeria, multi-day virtual training sessions. I was surprised with all that. They didn't mention, it's in developer engagement specifically. In Q2, we also assembled the cash-based assistance and humanitarian crisis advisory council, featuring members of Circle, WorldPay, UN, World WFP, UNDP, HasabPay. HasabPay is like an underrated thing this is basically like PayPal in Afghanistan. They only have 1,500 followers. That's crazy. Apparently it's pretty well used, as I understand it. They concluded the beta run of Algorand Blockchain Academy, supported lab trace launched a new online home of Algorand.co. Yeah, they have a new website. That's kind of cool. And they had Decipher. By the way, they're going to put full sessions up, but I still think the whole way they did this thing is really strange because it wasn't clear if it was just for developers. I mean, a couple of people from the YouTubers community were there, so it's not like it was some people were allowed in. But when I asked about it, they didn't say like, oh no, you can come. They just said, yeah, we're doing something different this year. So it still was unclear if like regular non-developers could actually come to this, but apparently they could. I thought that was a little bizarre. Yeah, these are all the transparency reports they've had. They go back to October 2022. So this came out, this was after the second Decipher, which I was at. So they were talking about this and it took a little while to get together, but I'm just going to see if there's anything else interesting in here. This is one thing they're not going to put in their highlights, but this is the balance sheet holding and it has gone down. The investments are the same. I'm assuming, by the way, that these are in thousands usually, or I don't know. Is it? Well, surely they don't just have $37,000. So it's got to be in thousand. I can't imagine it's in millions, which is normally how you would do a balance sheet, like for like a 10Q or something like that, or 10A. What are they called? I can't even remember the names of those now. The SEC filings. So I'm guessing this is 37 million. This is 1.8 billion, but we dropped a lot, dropped 100 some million. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Reconciliation. Yeah, and so they talked about structured selling going away, and as you can see, that apparently is true. So good for that. Or here's what the foundation sold 58 million algo during the reported period through structured selling. The foundation structured selling is performed out of dedicated, publicly disclosed wallets on a rules-based approach. Oh, it is. No, it is. This was USD and this was algo. Oh, I thought they were ending structured selling. I guess I'm a little confused by that because I don't think this is 58,000 because here's the rewards. Still don't know if this is in thousands or millions. And I don't know what this is. This is very strange. It's gotta be in millions. Oh, it is in thousands because they said 58 million. Okay, so yeah, everything is in thousands. Like I said, typical balance sheet for like a SEC filing, you'd always structure that in millions, but they're doing it in thousands. Here's the limits of their structured selling. Daily sales are limited to the lesser of two constraints: a fixed daily amount based on projected medium-term volumes, a small percentage of estimated total market volume on a given day, and they're halted if there is a 10% price drop within 24 hours, or the price goes, excuse me, there's a little typo there, if the price drops below a fixed threshold. I wonder what that threshold is. Imagine we were in the 8. So what was happening in the 8-9 cents? I mean, that must have been below the threshold, right? Were they just not selling? They sell to fund operations. At some point, like, they're going to run out of money, you know? Might be a while yet, but I mean, they're burning. So here they're just talking about, the targeted DeFi and NFT rewards. I can't wait till this is done. I really think moving to consensus is going to be a great thing. The foundation made a loan to Para Algo wallet in Q2 in accordance with overall support for the wallet. So Para was the official Algorand wallet, and even though it's now Para, really, to me, it's still the official, because how much are they giving out to other people, right? I think it's still the official wallet, in my opinion. I guess that's the main thing I wanted to look at from the report, and that they won't, I know they're not going to put that on the highlights, but the balance sheet, to me, is pretty interesting. I think it should, I guess I can see why they didn't, but generally I'm used to that being structured in millions. That's how an SEC filing typically works. This is not an SEC filing. They're not required to do this. So shout out to them for actually doing this, because I would like to see this happen on other chains. And if they do, like I said, let me know, because I definitely want to cover them. One thing that came out through the last transparency report is how much got lost to this one investment that they made for this one. Gosh, I can't even remember the name of the. Oh yeah, Arlington Capital. So Arlington Capital played and Arlington said. Arlington, disputed Algorand's claims that they had basically agreed to set up this Algorand fund and then just sat on it and did nothing with it, and just kind of fleeced the foundation. But the foundation said, well, then if that's the case and the truth is on your side, then why don't you let us out of the NDA so we can all talk about it? And Arlington Capital was pretty quiet about that. So that's how that went. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this. I really hope other blockchains start taking this approach. I think they all should have some sort of quarterly report like this, where they, basically are transparent with the people. Right now, Hedera is going through a huge amount of backlash. I don't fully understand it. They seem to be doing everything they did earlier, and I'm still trying to get my brain around the vibe shift, but the vibe has gone from, I always thought Hedera seemed way more positive than Algorand's community, and that is flipped now. And Hedera is way behind. It's crazy. So that's how that is. But thanks so much for watching this. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you learned something. And like I said, if there's other chains that are doing this that you want me to cover, let me know. I put it in the comments below, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there, guys. Hang on for the bull run. It's coming. I swear it's coming. It's got to be coming in another few months. So keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, I will see you in the future.